Look, I hate this for Jimmy Irsay. I absolutely hate that Jim Irsay, the owner of the Colts, is a national punchline. He is. I mean, he was before this. He is now. The report came out from TMZ, of all places, that Jim Irsay, back in December, was found unresponsive, was found basically dead. They had to use Narcan to get him back and going. He was in the bathtub. It is called, I want to make sure I get this right, an overdose and overdose/poisoning per the report. Now, I get it. People want to be jackasses. I get it. People want to say, well, he's an addict, man. You got to learn to stop, blah, 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 blah. That's good for you. That's good. It's just not that easy. I mean, I've told the story before on this show. My first wife and I brought a former player of mine back into our house after he had transferred to live with us, tried to get him as much help as we could. He was addicted. Oxy got him. He was a kid from West Virginia. And I think he's fine now. Look, I lost track of him. This is 20-some years ago, but I think he's fine. But I saw firsthand the power of addiction. I've seen it many times in my life, and it is awful. So I'm not going to go there. But here is the report. Police were called to Irsay's home. Now, Irsay has this sprawling estate on, I think it's 116th or 126th, 146th, one of those roads, and you can see it. It's walled off from the side. They found him unresponsive on his bathroom floor. His skin had turned blue. He was in his bed by the time police arrived. He was having breathing issues, a weak pulse, a constricted pupils. They attempted to awaken Irsay. This is how serious this is. With a sternum rub, he responded slightly after a dose of Narcan, which can be used to help individuals who have overdosed on opioids, and it has always been opiates that's got him. Now, look, I also understand that I'm not 100% believing any of this. I'm just going by what the police report said. I don't know. But I know I'm praying for the man. I do. They arrived, paramedics did, to handle life-saving before Irsay was transported to the hospital. They didn't know what he had ingested at the time. It happened 1 month before, on January 9th, the Colts announced that Jimmy was being treated for severe respiratory issues. Now, this is what sucks about having an awful local media. This is what sucks about having the Indy Star hiring children. Nobody in Indianapolis knows what to believe because Indianapolis can't report on anything. We got these insiders that aren't inside anything. So TMZ reports it. They get the police report. And I guess that we're all supposed to go with that. But we don't have anybody local that knows nothing. So let's just go with what the police report says. Irsay had not been seen in public for a while. He's very public. Like, he's the guy that goes into the locker room. He's the guy that gets in the golf cart. He is the guy that will stop and do those questions in his car as he's driving out of a stadium. He's that guy. He's that guy. So my prayers are with Jimmy Irsay. My prayers are with Jimmy Irsay. And look, the only thing anybody can do is continue to try to help him. And I hope he gets help. He was arrested a few years ago. People lost their mind. People, he had $20,000 in his car. Let me tell you something. Jimmy Irsay, and I know this to be fact, will drive around, see homeless folk, give them $1,000. Will pay hospital bills at Riley's Children's Hospital here in Indianapolis. $20,000, as he said, is not a lot to have. He is the most giving dude ever. But he's got a demon. And I'm not here to tell you anything other than the facts of this because I really like Jim Irsay. But I will also tell you that on my 60th birthday, August 17th, 2002, I was doing a game at the Colts, doing a show from the Colts complex. He came up to me and he gave me a team ball. It might be here somewhere, I don't know. But he gives me a team ball, happy birthday. And I said, Jimmy, I thought you'd want to punch me the way I come after you guys. And he was awesome. Because we're adult men. We're adult men with penises. But I also came out of that going, wow. I knew he was only a little bit older than me. But he seemed 30, 50, 100 years older than me. And I remember even telling my kids, man, just understand this. Understand that addictions kills you in a lot of ways. And I never stopped trying to pound a message of addiction at my children. ever. I never stopped. Look, and I actually, because I know I don't look very good, I actually showed him a picture of me and him, and I go, look, I've never had addiction. Yeah, I have beers. Never done coke, never done weed, never. I'm scared to death of those things. But addiction will kill you externally, it'll kill you internally, and we all know this. And it is awful, awful trying to get out from under it. So my thoughts, my prayers are with Jimmy Irsay. He has been, he said, to rehab, listen to this, at least 15 times is what he told Andrea Kramer. And he overdosed while attempting to detox. Now think about this. This is what happens with people of addiction. He was trying to detox and he overdosed while he was, quote, trying to detox by mixing too many drugs. I told a friend of mine 100 years ago, when I didn't really know this guy, but I went over his house. I went over his house one day. We weren't really friends. We got to know each other a little bit in high school, and he lived on the beach, Ogden Dunes in northwest Indiana. I went over his house. And I walk in, and he's got like weed and scales and stuff. Like, you know, he's a dealer. I didn't know this. I learned it that day. And I remember saying, damn, Mark, if you put all your time and energy into like school, he was like 6'7" or basketball or something, you wouldn't have to sell this crap. His dad was rich. It's like weed guy, drug guy, it's incredible guy. They figure out concoctions. They're the biggest math man. They're figuring all this stuff out. Man, I just wish people could understand that. But when you're under the throes of addiction, it's impossible. I've seen it in my own house. I've seen it with players. I've seen it with coworkers. I've seen it a lot of different places. And my thoughts and my prayers are 1,000% with Jimmy Irsay. And if you got something bad to say about Jimmy Irsay, particularly today, on this day, I got to tell you, you're out of your mind. No, you're out of your mind. This ain't today. Dude's probably still, actually, the dude fights for his life every day. Fights for his life every day. We don't need no crap. My prayers, my thoughts are for Jimmy Irsay. I did not know we were going to lead with this. But then here's the deal. Let me go the other way. You freaking media around here. You guys actually pay money and these guys sell it to you that, well, you know, we're insiders. Yeah, what the hell are you inside of? We're insiders. You didn't know that the owner had an overdosed? You didn't know? You didn't know. What are you inside of?